Hello!
4 proud B&B owners from all over Britain
We are the best bed and breakfast in Oxfordshire.
take it in turns to host each other.
I hope they're not too keen about dust.
Over a week, they'll test their bedrooms,
It's not Ming.
It's minging.
their breakfasts,
So you charge extra for the hair?
their hospitality,
He's a snake. He's an absolute snake in the grass.
and their patience.
I want to go home, to be totally honest.
To find out which B&B offers the best value for money.
It's my best friend! Who's my best friend?
Because when your home is your business, everything is personal.
I'm sorry, but it was a disaster.
With 4 in a bed, will anyone get a good night's sleep?
Would you stay here again? Definitely not.
The first of our battling B&Bs this week is The Grange, a 3-star Georgian farmhouse run by Scottish ex-army major Graham Neal and his wife of 42 years, Cherry. The Grange is situated in the Chocolate Box, Oxfordshire countryside, which has strong links to the English Civil War, and expert historian Graham likes to show off his local knowledge.
This used to be an R&R rest and recuperation area for Charles's army, and the Cromwellian army used to have rest and recuperation in Little Whitlam.
Can we just get that right?
Yeah, I have got it right.
No, you haven't, darling, because Charles's army never left Oxford.
Well, why is there a tree here?
That's Oliver Cromwell.
All right.
Sorry.
Once their 3 grown-up children left home, Graham and Cherry started renting out their rooms, and the Grange is now a 3-star rated bed and breakfast, costing up to £65 a night.
You want people to come and feel that they are part of your family, rather than just a straight commercial B&B, if you like.
And the price includes a very special wake-up call.
It struck me, why not, if some people would like, I will play them down to breakfast.
Not everybody wants it.
Well, that's true.
You know.
Most people would be happy with a simple knock on the door. The ex-major and his wife Cherry are now looking forward to battling it out with 3 other B&B owners.
I hope they're not too keen about dust. Because I'm not a good duster.
Forget about those pillows, Graham. What about the dusting? The guests are on their way.
Oh, it says relax and enjoy your stay with a glass of wine in a peaceful garden. I particularly like the glass of wine.
Yes.
Or 2.
Tony and Dawn Ann Costa run their B&B, AmarAgua, in the Scottish capital, Edinburgh.
Can you bring me another big towel, please?
You okay? Yeah.
Former professional dancers, Tony and Dawn Ann fell in love 20 years ago, and they still believe the key to a successful marriage is good communication.
I'm in room 3's bathroom.
Okay, thanks, bye. We decided to get walkie-talkie, so it's just easy. It's just, we talk all the time. She's like, Dan, where are you? She's not saying bye.
I'm right beside you, dear.
Oh, sure, of course not.
Since they bought AmarAgua 10 years ago, Tony and Dawn Ann have improved it from a 3-star to a 5-star gold rating. They now have 6 bedrooms costing up to £94 a night. Tony is originally from Portugal, and he sees his main job as keeping his guests entertained and laughing.
This is his stage.
They have a different sense of humour in Portugal.
He's a born entertainer, and sometimes it can be incredibly embarrassing. But I love you dearly.
Hello.
Hello.
I'm Graham. Good to see you.
Hello.
How are you doing? Hello, my friend. Graham.
Tony, nice to meet you.
Let's go upstairs.
Okay.
Right, here we have our ensuite room. We have 50-channel television.
Perfect.
Cupboards behind the door in case you can't find it.
While Graham checks in Tony and Dawn Ann, his next guests are fast approaching.
The Grange. A well-known Oxfordshire landmark. I've never heard of it.
Katie and Andy Clamp come from Llandysol in rural West Wales, where they run Happy Donkey Hill.
We're all happy. We've got donkeys. We live on a hill. Try Googling it. Bing! Happy Donkey Hill. It's so random.
And it's the only one.
And it's the only one.
You wonder how they cope with humans when you find out who the other residents are.
We've got 9 donkeys, 14 chickens, 3 cats, 4 dogs, an African grey parrot. As if on cue. Thanks for that, Basil. Every time I leave the room, without fail, he does say, "Fabbage." And it's under his breath.
I wonder who taught it that then. Donkey Mad Katie previously ran an animal rescue centre, so she's used to feeding difficult customers, making sure all her guests are comfortable and treating them for spongy hoof.
You missed a bit.
OK, boss.
Right.
I'm still in training.
We met on the internet. I always tell people I got him off eBay. I mean, I was size 12 when he met me. I married a fox and now it's turned into a cow.
Happy Donkey Hill has 3 bedrooms costing up to £80 a night. And no-nonsense Katie has a clear message to all her guests.
I upset people without meaning to. I think I'm a little bit forthright and a little bit in your face. I think the basic rule is don't ask me the question if you think you might not like the answer.
These might be the competition because they are reasonably priced.
Yeah. I'm not worried about competition.
No. Not half.
Hello. Welcome to the Grange. Right, come in. My wife's Sherry.
Hello, Terry. Nice to meet you. I'm Katie.
Right. Now, here's your bedroom. Tea, coffee, milk there for you. If there's anything missing or you're short of this, want more tea or more coffee or more milk or whatever it is, just let me know.
OK, thank you
Don't
very
sit and
much.
be miserable.
For host Graham, the competition is about to get closer to home with the arrival of his final guests. Terry and Peter Boswell run a rival B&B just 5 miles up the road in the neighbouring town of Abingdon, where they're heavily involved in the local B&B association.
Without being disrespectful to anybody else, we are the best bed and breakfast in Oxfordshire. There's no doubt about it. We should win if there's a competition.
So very modest. After trading for just 5.5 years, Terry and Peter have already managed to cover most of the available wall space in certificates.
Quality rating is quite important. You can't run a pub without having a licence. Why is it anybody can just open their front door and say, "Come in, be my guest"?
A room for the night will set you back £78, including breakfast. But for that money, you also get 2 very clever hosts. Terry and Peter are both members of the high IQ society Mensa.
Some people feel threatened by having somebody in front of them that might have a superior intellect. So it's often seen as a mixed blessing to have decided to acquire the label of being a Mensa.
As they approach the Grange, will their enormous brains help them defeat their local rivals?
As soon as I saw the house, I recognised it. And I know the owner, Graham Neal. I've never been inside the house. I've only met him outside.
Hello!
Hello!
My God, how are you?
That's a surprise for you, isn't it, Graham? Lovely to see you.
Lovely to see you. I offered to take your bag, you know. You're struggling up the stairs. I did try. Relax after your long journey. And that's it, really.
The guests now get to have a good old root around and size up the competition.
Small, isn't it? Bijou.
I tell you what, it's really a beautiful view.
What size is
It's
this?
only a double.
Only a double. Oh.
Ordinary coffee, no decaf. What is that?
Is it a sugar bowl?
It's a dust bowl.
It's not Ming.
It's minging.
Fresh milk.
Fresh milk. I have a bit of a problem with fresh milk
Uncovered.
uncovered.
And dust, extra dust
In the milk.
in the milk. Nice. I don't want to drink it.
I've just realised reading this, it starts with Graham and Cherry, and then it says, "I hope you will." Don't think you're sure whether it's I or we.
Small television. It's a very small television.
It's a loose fire extinguisher. I'm not happy about that. I'd rather see that attached to the wall.
It's not very safe, is it? Because one tiny little accident,
Whoosh.
there goes the mirror.
And there's a pair of boobies.
Oh dear. Stick 'em up your T-shirt.
Not my dirty T-shirt.
A day to go to breakfast.
So, at the end of the inspection, Katie and Andy are feeling deflated. The fire marshal has a case on her hands. And Tony and Dawn Ann, well...
I'm still thinking about my television. quite small television. It's quite a small television.
With everyone settled in, it's the host's chance to show their guests the best of Oxfordshire. The rolling countryside, ancient churches, the Thames flowing peacefully, and a potting shed full of bits of wood that smells of glue.
I think you've all brought a picture with you, haven't you?
Cherry offers picture framing courses to her guests, having practiced the craft professionally for more than 20 years.
The idea is that you're going to go home with it beautifully framed. So you're going to have a crash course in glass cutting, mount measuring, all sorts of things.
Oh, right.
It's not something that would float Kate's boat, that's for sure.
I don't really think that it's something that I would choose to do myself personally. When there's so much to show in the area, it seems a shame that we're stuck indoors doing something like this.
You've all got your bit of card, have you, in front of you?
Yes.
Right, well, let me hand out a ruler or two.
That's right.
Don't forget that the mount has to overlap
The picture.
the picture.
I've always wanted to know how to cut mounts and frames.
That's fine, well done. Oh, perfect, that's perfect. Let's just see, let's see.
Very good activity, I think. It's quite nice.
Now what you're going to do, you see, you don't know, do you? I think picture framing has really been a success, far more so than I anticipated.
Ta-da! Nice.
Very good. Very good. I didn't try and hide my boredom. I think I made it quite plain. I was going to ask to slip into something more comfortable, like a coma.
Graham and Cherry Neal are hoping to prove that their B&B, The Grange, is the best value for money this week.
We've crossed the road.
Was it?
So for dinner, the hosts are taking their fellow B&B owners to their favourite Indian restaurant.
Who knows about curry?
Me, I'll eat anything on
Last
here.
week, we all ordered something different.
Yeah.
And then had a bit of each.
Yeah, sharing. That sounds good to me, yeah.
Everybody except Terry, who doesn't like curry.
So that's no curry for Terry.
Well, there's nothing on the menu that I will eat.
Maybe a good drink will cheer her up.
I hope not. I'm trying to sort out the wine at the moment. We've got a problem.
Graham,
So,
is there any German
you said you
wine?
want...
German wine. Well, there's one at £51.95, but I think we might give that a miss.
So Terry doesn't like the food, or the wine, or the smell. Her behaviour is now causing raised eyebrows.
I already ordered, but maybe if it's not many people like it, you can order two.
Yeah, get two prawns.
Sorry?
I'm going to eat half of yours.
I'm going to fight for it.
I just can't stand the smell of curry. It just makes me feel sick. And I'm sorry if it makes a fool out of me, because I know lots of people like curry, but I don't.
Has Terry gone home? I don't know.
Where's she gone?
Do you want to go and check on her?
I don't know where she's gone. I assume she's gone to the ladies, but...
All right, yeah.
Mensa, eh, Peter?
My stomach is churning. I want to go home, to be totally honest.
Finally, the penny drops.
I just don't like leaving everybody.
I know.
I'll be back in a second.
That was so funny.
I'm going back to B&B.
It's not very social.
Why is everybody jumping ship? Where are they going?
I don't know.
It's not a strong smell.
Well, you may not think so, but I do.
Well, I can't even smell it.
Oh. I'm sorry. You go back in and enjoy yourself, but I'm not staying. If you've got the key, please.
So it automatically you're B&B. But everybody serves bed and breakfast will be a B&B. You know what I mean? So, sorry.
Sorry, Terry's not feeling very comfortable with the smell of the curry. It's upsetting us, so we're going to go somewhere else and we'll come back and catch you all.
Okay.
Yeah,
A couple of hours' time. Yeah, okay.
Take care,
I hope she's okay.
We'll see you later.
You're okay, mate. No problem.
Sure.
Cheers, everybody.
Cheers to us. Lovely to meet you all.
Cheers, everybody. Nice to meet you guys.
The party's definitely livened up since they left.
Here's my best friend. Who's my best friend?
It's going to be quite hard for them to get back in the pack now. I'm really not looking forward to going to their house. I'm glad those two off. If she's that much of a diva in a restaurant, what's she going to be like on her own property?
And just make sure there's no peppers in the vegetables. He didn't list them, but just to be absolutely sure.
Okay, are you allergic?
I'm allergic to peppers, yes.
No peppers. Okay.
You're a beautiful, beautiful lady.
Yeah, very elegant.
Yes, you are. We found the company very good, particularly our hosts, basically from this town. I hold her hand.
Oh, as long as that's it, you know.
They'll be a hard act to follow.
Yeah.
They're really good fun.
Thank you. It's really lovely.
As they turn in, that curry is still repeating on some of the guests.
I'm sorry, but it was a disaster going somewhere that, to me, reeked of curry and just made me feel a bit unwell.
I think if we'd have
had supper
eaten
with them.
together, we'd have got to know them a bit better.
They missed out.
They missed out.
Even if she didn't eat.
For God's sake, nobody's that sensitive that you
Poppadoms,
can't cope because you can smell
Poppadoms.
various. I mean, it wasn't exactly hardcore, spicy curry house, was it?
No.
All right.
Sit well.
The next morning.
Didn't sleep very well at all. The bed's so soft, our backs are killing us.
The bed's very small, and he's 6'4", and once he lies down, his feet were sticking out through the bars. It's also quite small that way.
I had the other problem. When I rolled over, I fell off the edge.
Downstairs, Graham is doing his best not to disturb his guests while he gets on down to Lady Gaga.
The wireless is too loud, so now I hear the news and lay the table, and the guests continue to sleep.
But breakfast time's approaching, and that's when Graham suddenly becomes a lot less quiet.
My next thing is what I call reveille, which is playing the pipes. I do this for a lot of the guests who... It's on my website that if they wish to be piped down for breakfast, I do this quite frequently.
Jesus, good God, what's that? Is that you?
I could do without, thank you.
It's part of the character of the premises.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Guillaume. Thank
And you slept well?
We
Yes,
did,
we
thank
did.
you
Very
much.
good. Right, I'll get on to cook the breakfast.
That was nice. That made my day. I'm not even Scottish.
The Grange offers a choice between continental style and cooked breakfasts. Today, the special is Cherry's homemade fish cakes served with bacon.
Girls first, here we are.
Thank you.
Magic fish cake made by Cherry. Ingredients unknown.
We missed the conversation last night. Did we get any secrets about...
No, we can't tell you now. This is it. You have to
Secrets just against us now. That's...
I'm
You
really
didn't
sorry that I
say
couldn't,
where you were.
Couldn't just take any more last night. I'm sorry if I was a bit of a party pooper.
Mr. Goodnight, a lovely, lovely meal.
She did apologise at the start, said she probably... I can't remember what her words were exactly.
Well, it was a feeble excuse of an apology, but she did make an
She did make an apology.
Charge extra for the hair.
Common, huh?
I said you charge extra for the hair. I found a dog hair on my egg. It was a little off-putting. Well, I think it was a dog hair. It was a short little black hair.
Seems it's her inability to eat or drink anything without complaining or picking or finding fault, and I challenge her to do that in my house.
Apart from what you do you have any hobbies?
We're both members of Mensa.
All right.
Yeah.
I have no idea what Mensa is.
It's a social club.
It's a social club, yeah.
What's to say I haven't got an amazingly high IQ because I haven't taken the test?
There are different sorts of tests. And if I was to say to you that the temperature of the water in that pot was 100 degrees...
I wouldn't give two hoots, though. If I spilled it on myself, then I'd care.
If it was 100 degrees centigrade, would you if it was 100 degrees Fahrenheit? And the same with all the various IQ tests.
God, it sounds incredibly boring.
They are very...
It's either hot or it isn't. It's nice tea, it's nasty tea.
What Terry's trying to say is when people say, what's your score, it means nothing unless you know what test it was taken on.
I always find people that class themselves as super intelligent can be very dull. You know, they can be. I don't think they mean to be, they just can be.
I can't just stop looking at his eyebrows anyway.
That might be a qualification for Mensa.
It's not a qualification, it's a must-have.
Right, everybody, have you all had a good breakfast?
Very nice, thank you.
Have you all had enough to eat and coffee?
The guest's visit is coming to an end. Before they check out, each couple will complete an anonymous feedback form, allowing them to say exactly what they think about the hosting B&B.
How welcoming was the Grange?
Couldn't meet a nicer couple, so on a scale of 1 to 10, you'd
No?
go... Yeah, you'd go fairly high, wouldn't you?
How clean was the Grange? I didn't like the idea of having milk.
Uncovered milk.
Uncovered milk.
Yeah.
About 5 or 6, possibly.
I think you're going to be a bit mean.
Are we?
I think, yeah.
No? So you think?
I would go 7.
There is quite a bit of dust.
It's old, but there
It's
doesn't need to
old,
be
so-
cobwebs on little knickknacks they've got in the room. If they can't keep them clean, they shouldn't be there. 5. How were the facilities at the Grange? What facilities?
No.
There's no desk. There's not enough PowerPoints. 6.
Bed was small,
Yeah.
pretty rubbish, really. I'm going to go 4.
How was the breakfast at the Grange? I like the fish cakes. It's not. I mean, I like the experience, but it's not a breakfast for me.
Mum and Dad's house. It is Mum and Dad's house, isn't it?
I think it's Mum and Dad's house. I think that's fair to say. So I think
Mum and Dad's house with fish cake.
Would you like to stay here again?
Yes.
Absolutely.
That was an easy one.
No way, Jose.
Would you stay here again? No. Definitely not.
Now it's time for the guests to vote with their wallets. But Cherry and Graham won't find out how much they've been paid until the end of the week. For now, they'll have to make do with reading the anonymous feedback forms.
Right, here's the first report. How were the facilities at the Grange? 4. Now, not sure why that came about. Like staying at Mum and Dad's house with lovely fish cakes. Would you stay here again? No. How clean was the room? 5. Interesting. How about the facilities at the Grange? 6. Toilet roll holders needed. PowerPoints that are accessible. Would you stay here again? No. You feel like you're staying with family or friends? Well, that's terrific. That's what we like to do. Would prefer the milk to be covered. Fair enough, I think. Would you stay here again? I'm glad to say they say yes. There we are.
Perfect.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks
Thank you.
again, guys. It's been a pleasure.
You made my day with the pipe thing. Really made my honestly.
Thank you so
Thank my darling.
Lovely staying.
I could have suspected 1 would say no, but I'm surprised that 2 said no. Feels almost somewhat slightly dishonest in a way, you know, because one got the feeling that they enjoyed themselves, and it surprised me.
Next time on 4 in a Bed.
Yeah, on white toast, I said, please.
Don't like dog hairs on my bed.
Do you want to do it?
Ah, you baba.
My strategy now is to play dirty.
Guests are here.
4 proud B&B owners from all over Britain
We are the best bed and breakfast in Oxfordshire.
take it in turns to host each other.
Yeah, on white toast, I said, please.
Over a week, they'll test their bedrooms,
Don't like dog hairs on my bed.
their breakfasts,
Ah, you baba.
their hospitality,
Waiter!
and their patience,
Do you want to do it?
to find out which B&B offers the best value for money.
What is that?
Because when your home is your business, everything is personal.
I think he's a backstabber.
With 4 in a Bed, will anyone get a good night's sleep?
My strategy now is to play dirty.
In this week's Battle of the B&Bs, so far there's only been 1 visit.
I'm Graham.
Our 4 competitors met at the Grange, home to self-confessed bad dusters, Cherry and Graham.
It's old, but there
It's
doesn't need to
old,
be
so-
cobwebs on little knickknacks they've got in the room.
Their hospitality impressed some of the guests,
He's my best friend. Who's my best friend?
but not all of them,
Would you stay here again? No. Definitely not.
with 2 of the 3 couples saying they wouldn't return.
That feels almost somewhat slightly dishonest in a way, you know.
Today, the B&B owners will meet for the 2nd time in Llandysol, West Wales, where Katie and Andy Clamp run Happy Donkey Hill.
Ideal guests are the ones that come quite late, go to bed, get up, eat quite a small breakfast, and then go away again.
Home to 9 donkeys, 14 chickens, 4 dogs and an African grey parrot, Happy Donkey Hill is literally Katie and Andy's pet project. They only have one rule, but it's very strict. Every guest has to be able to wipe his own bottom.
No under 14s. Very strict. Bans most of the family, which is even better.
Katie and Andy charge up to £80 for a night in one of their 3 rooms, 2 of which share a bathroom. Although they've only been trading for 3 months, feisty Katie's been trying hard to master the art of customer care.
The best trick of being a good host is knowing how far to push it. To know where that line is. It's usually I've just overstepped it before I find out where it is.
Katie had better hold her tongue from now on, as the first of her competitors, Terry and Peter Boswell, are on their way.
Interesting that it's what I would call a family-type place to stay, and yet they don't have children, don't allow children.
These 2 brainiacs met at the High IQ Society Mensa, and together they run the 4-star Abbey Guest House in Abingdon.
Without being disrespectful to anybody else, we are the best bed and breakfast in Oxfordshire.
But it wasn't their giant intellects that set tongues wagging last time.
I just can't stand the smell of curry. It just makes me feel sick.
Terry's meltdown when the group went for dinner
My stomach is churning. I want to go home, to be totally honest.
was the hot topic.
It's her inability to eat or drink anything without complaining or picking or finding fault, and I challenge her to do that in my house.
I think I need to build bridges with Kate because I don't think she's forgiven me for walking out on the Indian dinner, because I think she took that almost as a personal slight, as it was something she clearly enjoyed and was looking forward to.
Hey, guests are here. Hello. Hello.
Oh, lovely to see you again.
Come in, come in.
Welcome to Happy Donkey Hill. Do you want to have your back, Peter?
No, you're all right.
It's a bit pink. Pretty room. We thought you'd appreciate a nice pink bedroom, Peter. A quick word about bathroom. It is a shared arrangement.
Bad move, Katie. Peter and Terry aren't very good at sharing things. Remember that curry?
I only ever spend an hour and a half in the bath, unless I haven't finished the book. And then 2 hours.
Next to arrive, all the way from Edinburgh, are Tony and Dawn Ann Costa.
Welcome to the Happy Donkey Hill B&B. Wow. Oh man, this is great.
Tony and Dawn Ann's luxurious 5-star guest house, AmarAgua, caters for the romantic weekend away crowd, with rooms costing up to £94 a night.
For me, it's 3 Bs. It's not 2 Bs in B&B. There's 3. You need a clean bathroom, a decent bed, and a good breakfast.
She might just get 2.5 Bs this time if she has to share with Terry and Peter. Still, for Dawn Ann and Tony, cleanliness is all that matters.
Just a wee bit obsessive. Just a little bit obsessive. Compulsive disorder thing going on there, as all my friends would tell you.
A born entertainer, Portuguese Tony stole the limelight from his fellow guests yesterday and worked hard at charming his hosts.
You're a beautiful, beautiful lady.
Yeah, very elegant.
The same plan might not work on alpha female Katie, though.
I've got a feeling it's going to be a very interesting place to be.
Yeah.
You know, the queen of the castle.
Oh, she'll be that, all right.
Hi, guys.
Hey, how you doing?
Hey, how are you? You have a good
Okay.
journey?
No,
Yeah?
very good. Hi, Annie, mate.
You on your way?
Yeah.
Do you want a hand with your bags at all?
Ah, no, okay, we can make it.
Are you
They're
sure?
quite heavy,
Yeah,
don't worry.
you're fine, honestly.
I mean, this is the brown room.
Oh, wow.
You've got a super king and a wonderful view. But you have got a sponsored walk to the bathroom.
So Tony and Dawn Ann are the lucky couple who'll be playing bathroom tag with Terry and Peter.
If you would like to have a bath, you're very welcome. But bear in mind, it's a shared bathroom, so if you're planning on spending an hour and a half in the...
No, we don't do baths.
And like, who said, oh, I only usually take an hour and a half to read a book.
Graham and Cherry Neal are the last couple to arrive in Wales.
Gosh, sounds absolutely wonderful. But they don't take children. Oh. It looks an ideal setup for children, I would have thought.
Grandparents of 3, Graham and Cherry, run the Grange in Oxfordshire.
We started some 5 years ago, really because the children had left the house and it was a bit empty, and having dinner with someone, they said, well, why not fill your rooms with bed and breakfast people? I said, what a ridiculous idea.
But guess what? Soon they started renting out 3 rooms for up to £65 a night.
We like to feel that people, even if they're not coming back again, at least feel warm about leaving and saying, well, that was a good night's stay.
Unfortunately, that didn't happen when they hosted yesterday.
Loose fire extinguisher. I'm not happy about that. I'd rather see that attached to the wall.
As their local rivals, Terry and Peter, kept picking holes.
So you charge extra for the hair?
As he drives to Happy Donkey Hill, the comments he received are still playing on Graham's mind.
We've done our best. Some people have different views, and it's quite understandable. And I'm looking forward to seeing other B&Bs and picking up ideas.
Hey guys, come in.
Hi.
Welcome, welcome.
How nice to see you
Lovely.
again.
Mwah, mwah. You've got a super king-size bed and a lovely, lovely triple aspect view. You've got lots
What
to
more
see.
could we want?
And a fan.
Yes, it's a remote control, so that you don't have to get up to switch it off. And this is the best
Lovely.
throne in Ceredigion. You can contemplate the world.
Stunning.
Nobody's
Really
going to
stunning.
see you in here. And the tap's quite fun.
Oh, fantastic tap.
Yeah, just a waterfall tap.
That is amazing tap.
I'll leave you to get settled in, and if you need anything...
Thank
just
you,
follow me.
Katie.
You're
We've had a
welcome.
wonderful,
Thank you
wonderful
very much.
grand tour of your fabulous bedroom. Really good.
Now the guests are settled, it's their chance to find out if Katie and Andy's B&B measures up.
I feel a bit uncomfortable on walking to the bathroom in the middle of the night.
I know. Oh, gosh. Quite hard.
My immediate thought is that there's nowhere comfortable to sit down. I
Big beanbag.
Yes, I know, which I wouldn't sit on.
This is perfect, being.
Great.
There's quite a lot there.
Substantially more than we had at the Grange.
I love dogs, but don't like dog hairs on my bed.
Yeah.
We're on the main runway, keep your hats on and we're off.
So you're going to lie in bed and play with that all night, are you?
Yeah, we'll just lift ourselves off the ground.
What is that?
I knew it couldn't be what I thought it was when I saw a pink case like that. Not that I know what they are, but...
So at the end of their rummage, Mr. Entertainer Tony's making a song and dance about animal hairs in his bedding.
I'm going to turn out the shit.
Peter is all hot and bothered after finding the pink plastic thingy, even though he swears he wouldn't know what it is if it is what at first he thought it was. And Graham and Cherry still appear to be waiting for takeoff. Clandesol is a popular destination for walking, canoeing and fishing. But animal lovers Katie and Andy are taking the guests on a trip to the seaside, hoping to spot some Atlantic grey seals.
Oh, the Princess Pat. Oh, the Princess Pat lived in a tree.
Lived in a tree.
She sailed across.
She sailed across.
It's a gruelling trip. So Katie has to keep the party entertained.
The Channel too. And took with her a Rickabout. Come on, guys, let's have a look. If you look on that corner, just on the thing, you'll see a little black head just popping up. It'll be the female seals. I'm privileged enough to have this on the doorstep. However, I couldn't stand here for 5 hours. It would start running into sort of the picture framing area. I'd lose interest. But it's nice to see.
But it doesn't seem like the trip has everyone's seal of approval. The boys are bored already.
Oh, that's a good one. That was excellent. Oh.
I don't have the knack, I don't think. Failed that completely. Never mind. Lisa tried.
We've seen seals and a bit of sea, but I feel that there's quite a lot in the area that probably we ought to have spent time looking at. It's a shame we don't have more time to do a bit more, really.
But back at the B&B, Katie has a surprise, which she hopes will put an end to the collective moaning.
Now we're cooking on gas.
I mean, what a brilliant idea for a B&B to have a jacuzzi. You know, when you've been to a wild party or up walking the mountains, you can come back, take your boots off and flop into it.
Katie, did you organise the drinks yet?
No, get that sorted out. Get on it.
All right, OK.
Come on.
Waiter!
We had lovely champagne and So it was a really, really nice way to end off the day's activities.
Thank you.
I like it so much, I'd even go on the minibus and sing another song with Kate to get back in the jacuzzi.
Cheers, folks. Cheers, people.
Katie and Andy Clamp are hoping to prove that their B&B deep in the heart of Wales is the best value for money in this week's competition.
All aboard! Last call!
For the group, it's back on the Clamper van and off to the next village, where they're having dinner at the local pub.
Peter, just tell me about your tie. Is it Welsh?
It's the Book of Kells.
Oh, it's a bloody awful book.
I just thought, if we're in Wales, Welsh cufflinks, Welsh gold, Welsh...
Could have put a link behind you here, finish the outfit off.
But there's one person being unusually quiet this evening. It's Graham, who hosted the party last time.
I'm very interested on improvements, because you're experts in the job you do, so I'd quite like just to ask where they think improvements.
The anonymous feedback forms he received are still bothering him.
Can I start with you?
For your house?
Yeah, the room you're in.
It was very, very hot in there. You can't open the window because of the secondary glazing.
Okay.
A fan would be helpful.
Right, next point.
A working TV.
Does work. I mean, I tested it before you came in. All you did was press the red button, maybe you didn't.
It was just batches of flame in the remote.
Next point.
He just wanted a little clarification on the things that people had put in their different reports. Some people are saying one thing and doing another, which I think Graham found a wee bit confusing for him.
A full-length mirror.
There is one there.
Where?
In the cupboard.
In what cupboard?
In the cupboard that's painted the same colour as the wall.
I don't remember seeing a mirror in the room. He said it was in the cupboard. We only opened the cupboard door once and it seemed to be full of all sorts of stuff, so we didn't go back in there. I wouldn't have the towel stand in the loo. I would put a towel ring next to the wash hand basin and a loo roll holder, because it's such a small loo.
Can I just interject at this point and say, can we not do this now, because this is my evening and it's going to be really putting everybody on a downer. I did ask him to stop. I asked him to stop because it was my night, or our hosting night, and I wanted people to have a laugh and have fun.
Dinner over, it's back to Happy Donkey Hill to digest all of that.
Today's been a much better day, don't you think? We'd had a bit of a laugh. Excuse me.
Much more used to being in a jacuzzi than we are making picture frames.
I found Graham and Sherry, the range, quite charming and rural. It's quite nice.
Yeah.
This one doesn't have that.
No.
It's not just modest, it's actually very basic.
It doesn't have the same kind of charm. Their place, although it was simple and everything, it was very charming still.
I think it's time for bed. Let's put the lights up.
The next morning in Clandesol, Kate is preparing her infamous Noah's Ark breakfast, so named as there's two of everything. Upstairs, Graham's got trouble with his plumbing.
We couldn't get any cold water. Hot water last night. And by turning on the tap, all it did was blew out the drain in the shower, producing lots of nasty little things, which I've decided not to have a shower this morning.
Well, at least he has a bathroom. The other two couples have to share. It'll all be down to timing. Bad.
Good morning, how are you? Is your wife away?
Yes, she's in
Oh, that's okay. Okay. We're making people in the middle of the corridor. It's quite exciting. You know, it's quite, I love it. It's like, hi, how are you doing? Yeah, don't drop the towel. Don't drop the towel.
Ta-da, that'll do, mate.
Oh, this is much better than sleeping at the Grange. No comparison. It was a nice firm bed.
There was animal hairs in the bed. We turned the shit around because, you know, I felt it better doing that way. Welcome to
Happy Donkey Hill. Sit down and make yourself comfortable. Would you like some tea, coffee, juice?
Picture these guys. You wake up, right? You pick up your stuff to go to the toilet, and you meet Peter on the corridor, half wet, with a pig towel around his waist.
I woke you up.
You woke me up.
So that's what it was.
Yeah.
That's what the squeal was.
I thought it was the parrot.
I did something really special for you.
Uh-oh.
But I'm afraid I overcooked it. When I have a look, and I did do it a little bit.
Ah, your baba. Oh, your baba. Oh, your baba. I asked for a poached egg, and she came with a dish with a live chick, which born 2 days ago when we arrived.
Yeah.
So I thought it was quite cute.
So that's what happens if you leave it in too long.
I must say, I a little bit questioned putting a chicken in a pot with a lid on top and couldn't breathe. Could cause certain people to be worried about it.
It's a very happy donkey morning in the dining room.
No, don't say the food isn't fresh again.
But in the kitchen, it's a different story.
First time I've ever seen Katie look almost in a flap. She appeared like she was struggling to keep a handle on everything.
Take it away.
What was the spot, sorry?
Well, would you like a spoon of fresh air? I have no more poached eggs yet. Terry,
Yeah. Did
what else? Well, you're in charge of that. I don't know. Don't start taking it out on me. Just do as you're told and it'll all go sweetly.
Yeah. We've only got one.
Yeah, on white toast, I said, please.
All right, I'll be back in a second.
Little problem. I'd specifically asked for white toast under my poached egg.
Did she mention how she wants her eggs?
No.
Wearing them might be good.
It's very difficult to serve more than 2 or 3 people at the same time. So you suddenly end up, there's stuff keeping warm, there's stuff going cold, and you're trying to cook everything.
The service was under obvious strain. There weren't enough kitchen utensils, if you like. The plates were cold, and then you had to wait a long time, and Cherry was about half an hour before we got our meals.
He doesn't want bacon.
Don't ask.
He doesn't want bacon. He wants sausage.
Do you want to do it?
Katie herself, she had a very strong character. I would worry, from the point of view of running a B&B, that she actually is going to upset a lot of her clients.
I said mushrooms, tomato, sausage.
I think her husband's a saint.
That's right. Poor chap.
You're very welcome.
Breakfast over, it's checkout time. But before the couples head off, each will fill out a feedback form. As they're anonymous, the guests can give it to their host with both barrels if they like.
How welcoming was the Happy Donkey Hill? I think she was extremely welcoming.
They always are.
Something between 8 and 10.
Yeah.
I suppose.
How clean was Happy Donkey Hill?
Not 100%, put it that way.
Shall we say 6 or 7? 7.
6.
Oh, 7?
All right, 7.
Well, definitely the room's a lot cleaner than the Graham's was.
I think that's probably a 10.
Yeah, 10.
Mm-hmm. I didn't find it very clean in general because of the hairs in the bed and everything else.
Mm-hmm.
So unfortunately, I think I have to go something about between 2 and 4.
How was breakfast at Happy Donkey Hill?
Bit stressed.
Bit stressed.
How were the facilities?
We had a plumbing problem.
Plumbing needs improving.
All right, yeah.
Do you think?
Mm-hmm.
Will you say it again? Not for me.
Not for me.
I think we'll circle no. No.
We would if we were in the area, I mean.
Yeah, yes.
It's time for the guests to vote with their wallets, but Andy and Katie won't find out how much they've been paid until the end of the week. For now, they will have to make do with reading the anonymous feedback forms.
How welcoming was Happy Donkey Hill? A 9. That's nice. How were the facilities? A 7. Really enjoyed hot tub. Would you stay here again? Yes. I'm happy with those comments. I think it's very fair. How were the facilities at Happy Donkey Hill? A 6. The plumbing needs sorting. What's that about?
It's a macerator in there, so it's quite noisy. That's all I can think.
Would you stay here again? No. How were the facilities at Happy Donkey Hill? A 5. How clean was Happy Donkey Hill? A 5. We found animal hairs on the bedding. We live on a farm. You molt more than the dog. I know who it was, Mr. Portuguese man who keeps wiping his clothes and look at me, I'm dapper, and he's just so shot himself in the foot. Would you stay here again? No. If they want to tactically vote or they were desperate to win, which they obviously are, then that was a really, really silly move, wasn't it? Because we are going to Terry and Donan's next, and I'm going to pick up on every single fault I can possibly now. Some leaks for you. I mean, it's like a bouquet. I think he's a backstabber. Typical matador. Get it right between the shoulder blades. And if that's the best they can come up with, then I'm happy, because there's obviously nothing else that they could pick up on. Take care. You're very welcome. We'll see you soon.
Bye again.
Bye-bye. Thank you for coming. My strategy now is to play dirty.
Next time on Four in a Bed.
Isn't that a terraced house? Ew.
I think we'll sleep on the floor, dear.
He's a snake. He's an absolute snake in the grass.
Are you okay, madam? Do you want to leave the room? That's okay.
It is totally unacceptable and totally rude.
Bring it on, look.
Oh, this looks beautiful.
4 proud B&B owners from all over Britain.
We are the best bed and breakfast in Oxfordshire.
Take it in turns to host each other.
Isn't that a terraced house? Ew.
Over a week, they'll test their bedrooms.
I think we'll sleep on the floor.
Their breakfasts.
I've stuffed up. These things happen.
Their hospitality.
He's a snake. He's an absolute snake in the grass.
And their patience.
It is totally unacceptable and totally rude.
To find out which B&B offers the best value for money.
Pillows far too soft, and I've woken up with a terrible neck-ache.
Because when your home is your business, everything is personal.
Did it not occur to you to check your eyebrows?
With 4 in a bed, will anyone get a good night's sleep?
Bring it on, little man.
It's the midpoint in this week's Battle of the B&Bs.
Hello!
So far, the group has tested the Grange in Oxfordshire.
There is quite a bit of dust.
And Happy Donkey Hill in Wales.
It's not just modest, it's actually very basic.
And the competition is getting hotter.
Would you say it again? Not for me.
No way, Jose.
I think we'll circle no.
My strategy now is to play dirty.
Today, the B&B owners are meeting for the 3rd time in Edinburgh, where they will be staying at the AmarAgua guest house, run by sweethearts Tony and Dawn Costa.
We're best friends. We enjoy each other's company. We spend all our time together.
21 years, 24 hours a day.
Virtually.
These 2 former dancers like to make all the right moves when it comes to running their B&B and believe communication is the key.
Are you finished up there already, no?
Just on the way down.
He got the walkie-talkies because he used to get a row with my mum for whistling on me.
Come on!
That's what he used to do. And my mum used to go berserk. She's not a dog. Don't whistle on her like a dog.
5-star AmarAgua has 6 rooms, costing up to £94. 80% of Tony and Dawn's guests come from America, so their offering includes opulent furnishings and saintly patience. And patience might be needed with this set of guests too.
This is where we're going. AmarAgua.
AmarAgua.
That's very Scottish.
Isn't that a terraced house? Ew.
Force of nature Katie Clamp and husband Andy have made the long trip up from Happy Donkey Hill, their guest house in Wales, where the group stayed last.
I like to be the centre of attention. It's not always in a good way, because you tend to trample all over everybody else, but I don't do it in a malicious way.
Katie and Andy only recently opened their B&B, and perfectionist Tony was quick to find fault with their offering.
I love dogs, but don't like dog hairs on my bed.
And when Katie read their feedback,
5.
she declared war on her rival.
I know who it was, Mr. Portuguese man. I think he's a backstabber. Typical matador. Get it right between the shoulder blades.
24 hours have passed, but not much agua has gone under the bridge.
Tony and Dawn hide behind smiles and they are playing a game. They're the tactical ones. And now we've worked that out, we might just play them at their own game. Hello.
Hey.
Hello.
How are you doing?
Come in, come in.
Yeah.
How was that trip, okay?
Great, yeah.
Yeah, sorry it's not sunny Edinburgh, but hey, what can you do?
Ding ding, round 2.
In you come. Home for the next couple of days. Yeah? You've got coffee and tea there, iced water. I'll leave you in peace. If you need anything, give me a wee shout.
All right, thank you very
See you
much.
later.
Cheers, Donna.
Next to arrive in Edinburgh are Terry and Peter Boswell, who run the Abbey Guest House in Oxfordshire.
Could be a terraced townhouse, or it could be totally detached in its own grounds and everything else. Can't tell from that.
These two brain boxes, who are both Mensa members, opened their B&B just 5 years ago, but have already managed to cover their hallway with certificates.
You can't run a pub without having a licence. Why is it anybody can just open their front door and say, come in, be my guest?
Terry's already earned a reputation amongst the group as a bit of a fusspot.
The loose fire extinguisher. I'm not happy about that. Yeah, on white toast, I said, please.
All right.
There's nowhere comfortable to sit down.
Oh, what will it be today then, Terry?
Probably this is 5-star, although it doesn't say it on this. And therefore I'm hoping that we will learn something from it.
Hey, how you doing? Hello, my love. You okay? You all
I
right?
like the tie, Peter.
Well, I want you to prove we can afford to stay here. So.
Very nice.
So I'm getting the tie in payment, are we? Yeah. This is home for the next few days. Anything you need to know about the breakfast menu is in here.
Deep fried
Anything else?
Mars bar?
We don't do deep fried Mars bars. This is
Is
Edinburgh.
that Glasgow? Go on, that's
fine.
Glasgow.
You're on the wrong coast for that, darling. So I'll leave you to get settled in, guys, and see you in a wee while.
Okay,
Thank you very much.
thank
See you
you.
later. Bye.
Returning to his roots, proud Scotsman Graham is the last to roll into town, along with his wife, Cherry.
But I'm delighted to be in Scotland. Love this part of the world. Well, I was born only 30 miles from here, so I'm very excited, really.
Owners of the Grange in Oxfordshire, they were the week's first hosts.
You want people to come and feel that they are part of your family, rather than just a straight commercial B&B, if you like.
But when his fellow B&B owners visited the 3-star Grange, they left behind a string of negative comments.
There's always someone slightly dishonest in a way.
True to his military background, ex-Major Graham decided to confront his enemies, frankly, openly, and most of all, immediately.
Can I start with you?
It was very, very hot in there. You can't open the window.
Okay, next point.
After the peace talks, the ex-Major can finally enjoy his next stay.
Hello! How are you?
How are you, my friend?
We ordered some good Scottish weather for you.
Okay.
Oh, this looks beautiful. God.
Thank you.
Dear, I'm so embarrassed about my house. I look at it.
Beautiful.
Look at it.
Oh,
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Wow, a full poster.
This is actually the best room in the house. We
You
think.
are so sweet. Give
Yeah,
it
it's
to
okay.
us.
Oh,
We-
gosh.
It's for the honeymoon couples. Everything like that.
You deserve it. You deserve it.
Not sure about that.
After all these years of marriage, you deserve a second honeymoon, so you can have one.
With 3 sets of B&B owners under its roof, AmarAgua is about to be put to the test.
Tony and Dawn would like to wish you an enjoyable stay. On the back it says, unless your name's Katie and Andy, and then we really hope you have a crap time.
I really don't expect to find any dust anywhere.
They've been round here with about 10 dusters before we even got here.
No bath.
No.
I've just realised the view out of the window is a lot less than I was expecting.
Oh, somebody's play area.
Let's have straight pictures on the walls.
After a cursory inspection, most of the guests have little to complain about.
I mean, immaculate.
With one exception, of course.
Look at the quality on there. It's not anything special.
But as they open the B&B's guest information booklet,
Our checkout time is 10 o'clock. However, if you wish to stay longer, there's a small fee of £20.
Get out by 10 o'clock. That's not very welcoming, is it? Get up, get washed, get out.
They charge 5% for credit or debit cards. A debit card doesn't cost anywhere near 5%.
Please refrain from sleeping with the
Climb out the
decorative
window.
bedspreads and cushions. Oh, as you may be charged for dry cleaning.
I think we'll sleep on the floor, dear. Won't be a problem, but safer.
More charges. If you lose your keys,
your
charge
keys,
again.
Any fire calls in the bedroom, you have to pay £300.
You can clock up a lot of money if you're not careful.
so now the guests have a clearer picture of the AmarAgua experience, or should that be regime, Graham's turning into one of Tony and Dawn Ann's model guests.
This is a sort of American type of place, because Americans say this is just great. God, I really love something like this. Gee, Jesse, look at this, you know, type of thing.
No, you mustn't.
Terry and Peter, who are hosting next, are now brimming with confidence.
It's not as superior to ours as I was worried it was going to be.
And Harry Potter fan Katie
It's all a bit dark and dour. It's a bit like Hogwarts.
Is absolutely spellbound.
Well, they've got their very own witch now.
Minibus is here.
Tony and Dawn Ann have decided to take the group for some posh nosh. And everyone's dressed up to the nines. Almost everyone, that is.
So we're going to a place called The Dome. It's a beautiful and quite sophisticated restaurant, but I'm hoping that you guys are going to enjoy it.
Something tells me not everyone will.
They took the alpaca max in good humour.
I bet they were fuming, really.
Wow, that's really nice.
Yeah, be really careful with that. It's very expensive.
Deep inside, I think it was very offensive, the fact that she came down with a poncho, looked like chickens.
Everybody else made an effort. They didn't even change, and then they came down in plastic ponchos. Go figure.
Not sure that classifies as making an effort either.
I said I was going to bring a bit of class to the dinner table.
Well, why did you put that tie on? So when you're in front of the mirror, obviously getting that just absolutely spot on, did it not occur to you to check your eyebrows?
This is a male thing.
Thank Christ for that. Because I'm not taking that fashion up ever.
I very rarely look in a mirror. I don't look in a mirror when I'm
really?
tying a tie. I don't need a mirror to comb my hair.
We've noticed.
Now that Peter's off the hook, Katie's got plenty of room to hang Tony up there.
Is this what you do with your guests? You know, you have to be portraying a true thing of your bed and breakfast. Bring them here.
We do send guests here, Katie, but downstairs normally.
It was all a bit pretentious. All chandeliers and white linen. I understood the object of the exercise was to take your guests where you would normally send them.
But Katie's list of complaints has only just started.
Parking is an absolute mare, isn't it?
Any city in the world is like that. Parking is a problem. Around us is free parking so far. So they can park anywhere they want and it's free.
He likes the sound of his own voice more than I do.
Anyway, it's free.
Anywhere there's a space.
There's a space.
On and on and on and on and on. It might be half a mile away, but anyway, there's a space.
Not very much.
No. Just a little bit of pressure on Tony.
This time.
And Dawn Ann being on the spot.
No, all your little touches everywhere. A lot of places in your website and your thing. The little touches here, little touches there. I didn't realise that meant little touches in your wallet.
It's a competition. And because it's a competition, obviously people are sort of like deceiving the situation in general.
He's very competitive.
It's a competition, but he's a snake. He's an absolute snake in the grass. His little tight matador pants. He'd stab you straight between the shoulder blades as soon as look at you.
He's Latin. It's all about
He wants to win. End of.
Tony and Dawn Ann Costa are trying to prove that their B&B in Scotland's capital, Edinburgh, is the best value for money in this week's competition. After being wined and dined at a swanky private function room, it's off to unearth some of the city's hidden past.
So, welcome everyone. If you're all ready, I would like to take you to visit the real Mary King's Close.
Yay!
Yay! The enthusiasm is overwhelming.
I've always wanted to do it and I haven't.
Well, at least Peter's keen. This subterranean street lies in central Edinburgh and still features many of the original 16th century houses.
So here we all are, standing in a low house for the poorest of people here in Edinburgh. The smelliest feature of the house is over here in the corner. It's not you, sir. Just behind you. You see this? The ensuite or the bucket.
AmarAgua.
Yeah.
Katie, she's just a disrespectful, annoying person that, she just doesn't care about anybody except herself. Simple. Simple. Can we go in?
As Katie cranks up the pressure on her hosts, the group makes its way to a haunted corner of the old street.
There was a film crew making a documentary about our sites, and they had with them a psychic. When they brought her into this room specifically, she was overwhelmed by feelings of sadness. They were so strong she wanted to leave. But as she turned to go, she saw, standing in front of her, the apparition of a young girl, or who is now known as Annie.
We do have a ghost in our house. A young girl as well with curly ringlets. Well,
We see it on a regular basis.
We were talking about our B&B being haunted, but it's just a joke. Just a
bit of fun.
A bit of fun to try to lighten up the situation if you can.
Every time we change the house, she doesn't like us changing things, and she gets upset with us. So she stands at the top of the stairs and she pops her head around the corner and looks at me, and then she just runs away again every time you turn around.
What a load of old tosh. Haunted my eye.
Bring it on. I think it.
I might get up in the middle of the night and do a bit of haunting.
You do it all the time. You scare me.
You love it.
Not bad, okay.
I don't believe a word of it, so I won't worry about it.
Oh, that's good.
Can I get out of here, please?
Yeah.
Bit of dust on that.
Are you okay, madam? Do you want to leave the room? That's okay. Come with me.
Somebody having a bit of a fit.
Today, from the minute we got on the bus, basically, she kept coming in with snide comments and things like that, and it's just inappropriate behaviour.
It is totally unacceptable and totally rude.
Good night.
The next morning,
The situation that happened with Katie yesterday, it's over, and I'm not holding any grudges. Today's a new day.
Well, we only had about a 4-hour sleep, but there was no heavy soiling, there was no haunting. I was going to get up and do my own bit of haunting, but couldn't be arsed, frankly, because I didn't think anybody's got a sense of humour in this house anyway.
I didn't hear you snoring. That was good.
I heard you snoring.
Oh, right.
Like a top. The mattress is good, but unfortunately, pillows were far too soft, and I've woken up with a terrible neck ache.
Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
Oh, good, thanks.
Come on, my love. Are you doing okay? Right. No kisses.
He kissed everybody else except me. He kissed the other two women
Yeah,
except me.
obviously
It was a bit
not
standoffish with me, so I think I've probably hacked him off. He wouldn't be the first, he won't be the last. Join the queue, Tony.
Madame,
Thank you very much.
medium boiled eggs, soft boiled eggs.
Soft for the baby, that's right.
So I presume they are absolutely to perfection, but
Okay.
enjoy your breakfast, okay?
Thank you.
Enjoy it.
We did try and test their metal a little bit, having soft-boiled eggs and medium-boiled eggs. Fair play. The eggs are pretty good.
Yeah.
My question is, how is your eggs?
Very,
Because-
very
because-
impressed.
because
It's
I
everyone's nightmare, isn't it?
No, well, I mean, we've got gadgets actually to monitor these things. So, but you know, sometimes we make mistakes.
Absolutely perfect.
So,
100%. In all fairness, they got them spot on, but then he did drop into the conversation that they've got a machine to do it, so there's no skill involved. It's kind of took the shine off it for me.
Okay, my love.
Thank you. Just wonderful.
Brilliant. Thank you very much indeed.
try some
That was
pepper,
lovely. Breakfast was excellent as far as I'm concerned. I thought very good. Really.
Well, I hadn't ever had toasted brioche with smoked salmon before, but it was an excellent combination.
Terry and Peter are still waiting for their breakfast.
I thought I had my timing right, but I duffed up, so hey, these things happen. If only I'll keep them entertained. My little performing poodle will be doing his stuff out there.
Yours is going to be next. I'm taking my time because I know you want to rest because of college. But so we start by 12 o'clock. Just joking.
Tony is definitely an entertainer. I've said it before, I'll say it again. He has a patter, he has a routine.
I'll be back in 2 ticks.
Tony is the front
Front of house,
of house. Tony's the main performer.
Well, a bit of entertaining.
Yeah, that's what I was just
I'm
saying.
running out of jokes. And so this is it.
Yeah, and it's a tough audience, I know.
Is it that audience?
Thank you very much.
I mean, I've got to keep waiting.
It did take a long time to shake those eggs, as you can see. Excuse me, sir.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I don't understand why anyone would want to put parsley decoration on a breakfast, but never mind.
Because you've got to justify your 5-star somehow.
Yeah.
Well, if you want more coffee or tea or anything, just give me a shout. Yeah.
Okay, thanks, Tony.
Not too loud.
After breakfast, before the couples head off, each will fill out a feedback form. The guests have the freedom of anonymity, so they can complain about their stay to their heart's content.
How welcoming was AmarAgua. The actual walking through the door was all very staged, The rest of the stay we've been here, he hasn't been very hospitable at all. So, way down here, please. 3. I'll show them tactical voting. How clean? Oh, scrupulously clean.
Yeah, go on 10.
You can give him a 10.
Be generous.
Breakfast, I was very happy with my breakfast.
We were served extremely well, but I know Terry did have to wait. 8.
Yeah, OK.
How were the facilities at AmarAgua? Absolutely rubbish. Crappy little bathroom, no bath. Telly kept pixeling out. 1. We offer better facilities than this, and they marked us down. I put comfortable bed, good quality furnishings. However, pillows too soft or thin, and no spares in the room.
Lovely shower, lovely bathroom, nice bed, impressive decor. 8. 9.
9.
Too many rules, not relaxing.
Would we stay here again? We probably would.
Yeah.
Yes, definitely.
Mm.
No, not a doubt.
Big fat no. We wouldn't stay here again. Bring it on, little man.
Now it's time for the guests to vote with their wallets. But Tony and Dawn Ann won't find out how much they've been paid until the end of the week. For now, they'll have to make do with reading the anonymous feedback forms.
Welcome to AmarAgua is 9s. How clean is 10.
Fabulous.
Breakfast is 8.
That's all right.
Facilities 8. Lovely people, great entertainers.
However, pillows too soft and thin.
And no spares in the room. Fair comments.
Fair comments, yeah. Well, they said they would stay again. Bye, guys.
Bye, guys. Welcome. We're supposed to be 10, but they went back
But
to
they
9.
reduced us. Cleanliness 9.
Cleanliness 9s, 8 on breakfast, 9 on facilities. Would
But
stay here
yes,
again.
they would stay
Yes,
again.
we'll stay here again, so it's quite good.
Yep.
Thank
All
you.
the best, my
Brilliant,
friend.
my friend.
I'll see you
When are you
soon.
coming back to England? We want to see you again.
Welcoming 3.
We know who this is. Cleanliness 8.
Clean 8.
Breakfast 8.
8.
Facilities 1.
1.
Okay, that's...
Wi-Fi issues.
Okay.
Tiny
Tiny
bathroom. Noisy.
Noisy.
Too many rules. Not relaxing experience.
Okay. Would you stay again? No. Interesting. It's exactly what I expected.
So, guys, this is a token of appreciation to staying with us. We do this to all our guests.
A nice little touch. How much does it cost?
Absolutely nothing.
Absolutely nothing. It's just.
She was obviously so upset with us that she was hell-bent on payback. That if we had any chance at all, if we were even in the running, they're going to have paid so little that it's put us out the running. I've actually learned something about Katie from this.
Did you?
Yeah. That she can dish it out, but she can't take it back.
Oh, yes.
Next time on 4 in a Bed.
Another guest.
Not
off, to be honest.
Don't blame you, actually.
You'd be annoyed if you found that at a car boot sale.
I'm asking you to not offend me again.
He just about had a heart attack.
She is not going to be happy until this ends up in tears.
Another guest.
4 proud B&B owners from all over Britain.
I would challenge anybody to have a better view of their Kazi than we've got.
Take it in turns to host each other.
Not off, to be honest.
Don't blame you, actually.
Over a week, they'll test their bedrooms,
You'd be annoyed if you found that at a car boot sale.
their breakfasts,
I wish I hadn't asked for the mushrooms. They look vile.
their hospitality,
I'm afraid we're not very happy with that one.
and their patience.
I'm asking you to not offend me again.
To find out which B&B offers the best value for money. Because when your home is your business, everything is personal.
Never had a comment like that before.
With 4 in a bed, will anyone get a good night's sleep?
She is not going to be happy until this ends up in tears.
There's only one B&B left to visit in this week's competition. The group first met at the Grange in Oxfordshire.
Hello.
Where 2 of the 3 couples said they wouldn't return.
No way, Jose. Definitely not.
Happy Donkey Hill in Wales didn't fare any better, leaving its owner looking for revenge.
My strategy now is to play dirty.
When they went to AmarAgua guest house in the heart of Edinburgh, it looked as if its owners were onto a winner.
This is perfection, isn't it?
Absolute perfection.
But things got personal and they were shot down in flames.
Absolutely rubbish. 1.
I've actually learned something about Katie from this.
Did you?
Yeah. That she can dish it out, but she can't take it back.
Oh, yes.
So, with a serious rift in the group, Today's hosts, Terry and Peter Boswell, who run the Abbey Guest House in Abingdon, Oxfordshire, will have to pull out all the stops to lighten the tense mood. And this astute pair, who met through the High IQ Society Mensa, have a cunning plan to do just that.
I bid you welcome to our humble abode.
Meet Boris.
This is the old family retainer that we keep in the cupboard. Great fun if you're having a party, people come in, they can't see it, and all of a sudden there's this spooky butler.
Terry's been in the B&B game for 5.5 years, enough time to earn herself a 4-star silver rating and a wall full of awards.
Our main claim to fame is that we try and provide facilities that are accessible to anyone that has any sort of disability or impairment.
And every part of the Abbey Guest House has been modified accordingly.
We've tried to cater right from the entranceway. We've got a ramp, we have a room on the ground floor, and we can cater for most wheelchairs.
All 5 rooms have ensuite facilities and cost £78 a night.
Some of my guests have said, home from home, only better than home because they don't have to wash up.
Time to find out if Terry's competitors agree.
For me, very English. Coming from Scotland, this is a very English-looking house. It's actually more or less what I was expecting, building-wise and everything. I knew it wasn't a period building or anything. I knew it was quite a modern place.
Portuguese extrovert Tony and his wife Dawn Ann have made the long trip down from AmarAgua, their guest house in Edinburgh.
He's a born entertainer, and sometimes it can be incredibly embarrassing. I love you dearly.
Since complaining about dog hair in their bed, they've fallen out with the other extrovert of the group, Katie. Big time.
I don't want them in my house. I want them out of my house as quick as physically possible.
When it was their turn to play host, they felt the full force of a B&B woman scorned.
Little touches here, little touches there. I didn't realise I meant little touches in your wallet.
She was obviously so upset with us that she was hell-bent on payback. It's Terry and Peter's day, so hopefully they'll actually get the opportunity to shine without anybody trying to sabotage it for them.
Yeah.
Lovely to see you.
Right, if you would like to come with me and just register.
Okay. No, another guest.
This is Boris. We've employed him just for you.
Thank you.
Oh, he's creepy.
Feel free to help yourself to one of my refreshments.
Yes.
All right.
Shall we just go upstairs and find your room?
Oh, this is lovely. A nice colour.
You have one key, which operates your door and the front door.
Cool.
If nothing else, just ask.
Okay, thank you.
Next to arrive in Abingdon are Tony and Dawn Ann's arch rivals.
Tony's going to take everything terribly personally. He's probably going to ignore us. Yeah. Mind you, it might shut him up.
Katie, who runs Happy Donkey Hill with hubby Andy, is the first to admit she's not everyone's cup of tea.
I like to be the centre of attention. I just let my mouth run, and there's no filtration system between there and there. I think the basic rule is don't ask me the question if you think you might not like the answer.
When Katie read Tony's comment about the dog hair, she took it very personally.
I'm going to pick up on every single fault I can possibly know.
And when she visited his place, it was payback time.
How were the facilities at AmarAgua? 1. I'll show them tactical voting. Look at all these signs on the bottom here. You've got to be blind, deaf, and only have one leg to qualify staying there. Better than home. Huh, I very much doubt that. Oh, it's worse than it looks. Grim.
Hello. Welcome to Abbey Guest House.
Hello.
You all right with your bags?
Yes, thank you, yeah.
This is your room here, my dears.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bathroom's there. You've got plenty of storage there. There's information on the desk. One key does all. And I'll see you downstairs.
The last couple to arrive run a rival B&B just down the road.
It says owner, Mrs. Terry Boswell, is the perfect B&B hostess. And truly makes you feel like visiting royalty. What does she do? Put a crown on our heads?
Graham and Cherry own the Grange in the village of Long Wittenham, just 5 miles from Terry's guest house. But it could be a world away.
You want people to come and feel that they are part of your family, rather than the straight commercial B&B, if you like.
The Oxfordshire Derby started on day one, when Graham hosted and Terry entered the Grange, all guns blazing.
It's a loose fire extinguisher. When there's so much to show in the area, it seems a shame that we're stuck indoors. You charge extra for the hair.
But now the tables have turned, the pressure today is on Terry.
Terry's bed and breakfast is a completely different style to my own. It's much more a functional type of operation.
Hello, and welcome to Happy Guest House.
Again.
All right, my darling.
Yeah, absolutely.
Come in. We've put you two in the accessible room. I know you'd prefer a double room, but I'm conscious of Graham's difficulty with walking, so do come in.
Room 1, easy access room.
Right. Now, if I just explain in the bathroom, there's a couple of extra features because it's a wet room.
Oh, God. Right, yes. Darling, your mother-in-law at 90 would love this. Yeah.
Put coffee in the lounge when you're ready.
Right. Thank you very much.
With the guests settled in their rooms,
ew!
It's their chance to check out the competition.
That's a recipe for disaster. It's actually very unsafe for my liking.
We have a look in Narnia. Safe? Are we in Burglar City?
We usually sleep in a double bed together. Quite like a big double bed now, don't we?
Yeah, I'm getting fussy.
No animal hairs, we're laughing.
No animal hairs.
What do you think this is?
Scratching my back.
See, that is
Lime scale.
lime scale.
The most hideous picture. You'd be annoyed if you found that at a car boot sale.
I think it was where the Wolf was set up. Very much a hospitalised environment here, isn't it?
It does really feel like an upmarket hospital. I'm a bit worried I might have to have a general anaesthetic before I leave.
After a good poke around, Dawn Ann doesn't exactly feel blessed to be staying at the Abbey.
It's quite sort of budget hotel-y.
Yeah.
You know, it's that line she's gone along. She's gone very safe.
Katie?
Please note that this is a non-smoking house. If you do smoke in your room, you will be immediately asked to leave.
Well, she's just being Katie.
Anyone got a fag?
And local rivals, Graham and Cherry, want to check out already.
Terry, I'm afraid we're not very happy with that room.
Are you not?
No. I'm sorry, but we're not disabled.
No.
And using that bathroom is going to be very difficult, particularly for Graham, actually.
Well, I could put you upstairs if you prefer.
That'd be fine.
I'm really disappointed, upset that Cherry and Graham felt so bad about the room. I've never had a comment like that before. Some people actually have it as their preferred room and they're able-bodied.
Unlike this lot, the town of Abingdon is very peaceful, with the Thames flowing gently through it. Hosts Terry and Peter have decided that a day on the water is exactly what the group needs.
I've got my own water wings.
Give me a Wests.
But with bad blood between Katie and Tony and Dawn Ann, who haven't said two words to each other, Terry's decided to separate the group in a bid to keep the peace.
We're going in two different parties.
Is that because she's refused to get on the water with me?
You can push it up further to go faster. There you go.
Stop overcompensating all the time.
There's obviously an atmosphere.
Tony and Dawn Ann have not even made eye contact with us. They won't speak to us. Stop sulking, you big girl's blouse. We're being completely ignored. Doesn't matter what I do.
They've not looked our direction and we've not really looked theirs, so that's fine. Although I did hear her say that she thought we were incredibly childish, but hey, who gives a damn?
Let's get the booger rocking. Oh no! Oh no!
At least Graham's enjoying himself.
Hello, Swan.
Quack, quack.
Isn't that a duck?
Katie was doing her big diva bit, standing up and waving and God knows else what, so I take it she enjoyed it.
Onwards!
Good thing there are two separate boats.
The trip today has been fine. I'm just a little bit concerned that something seems to have happened between Dawn Ann and Tony and Katie and Andy. And I'm a bit concerned about how that's going to affect things for tonight. We'll see what happens later, I suppose.
Terry and Peter Boswell are trying to prove that their B&B in Abingdon, Oxfordshire is the best value for money in this week's competition. They're taking the group into town for dinner at an unusual gastropub.
Hoping you're going to enjoy the food. If you do, let us know. Any complaints, it's nothing to do with us, talk to the management.
Terry and Peter are banking on the exotic menu featuring kangaroo, ostrich and zebra to break the ice between feuding guests Katie and Tony, who are ignoring each other.
Elephant, zebra.
As long as there's no Labrador in here, they'll be quite happy.
This looks very exciting.
Please,
Yes,
step
roll up your sleeves.
How's the prawns, Tony?
Fine.
It's speaking back to me, really sticking in your throat that badly.
The thing is, one of the things about this place is the menu changes.
You just got to try some.
And
Never had them before.
Very good. I mean, I had no idea about it, did you?
Don't be such a
It's
baby.
only about 5 miles from us.
No. We knew before we came out this evening that there was tension. It was quite tangible, I felt. Clearly there's sparks flying between them.
I'm asking you one time, don't offend me one more time, okay? Just don't.
Well, ask you how your
I'm
prawns
asking
are.
you to not offend me again.
Asking you how your
I'm
prawns
asking
are.
you to not offend me again because I'm not your father, I'm not your brother, I'm definitely not your part of your family. So don't offend me again.
Right, can we just relax on this for a minute?
What's that got to do with the prawns?
Shush!
Shush.
Yeah, okay, mate. Yeah.
Chill out.
It's a piece of warning.
3 times I've tried to break the ice and he's thrown it back in my face, so I called him a baby and he just about had a heart attack.
He's an unhappy chap, isn't he?
He is. Well, she's
Well,
constantly
that's
provoking.
Portuguese, isn't it? That's
No,
Portuguese.
Tony can't stand to be provoked. He hates snide comments, he hates all these things, and she's constantly provoking. She's been doing it all day, she's been doing it all week, and it's constant snide comments.
She's being very, very, very offensive, and it's wrong. She's got a problem. I'm not sure what it is, but you know, I'm 55-year-old. I don't have to take this. And she's very extremely offensive, and I can't take it.
She is not going to be happy until this ends up in tears, and I am not prepared to do that.
Hold it together, please, for me.
Put the meat on the side, or on your plate, and then just cook through some.
Tony's been a game player right from the kick-off.
We were right in his pocket from day one. In his
Or
mind.
he thought.
In his mind.
She's a loudmouth
We've just
git.
had a photograph and he's got all the strokes, like a zebra.
Isn't she?
What's left? And when I asked somebody...
Don't you love it when you hear it from a lady?
That's supposed to be from when he walked through all the farms.
It's true.
Listen to a lady, she knows what she's talking about.
I know.
Trust me. Both Sherry and Graham kept saying to us, just ignore her, let it go. They were both trying desperately to try to diffuse the situation. And I feel bad because it's Terry's day and it shouldn't have been spoiled.
Without a doubt, this is the best meal all week, food-wise.
That's controversial.
To my mind, I'm still wondering about breakfast and whether things will reoccur. I'm hoping they won't. I'm hoping that with a bit of judicious planning and seating that things can be kept calm. But I still have a mental reservation, if you like.
We didn't want this to happen.
Don't worry.
We've done so much to try and avoid
Forget
it.
it in the morning, fresh day,
That's
fresh
much
breakfast.
easier, but I didn't want to go to bed before I said
I
it
know,
to you.
we just wanted you to know that we were sorry.
Okay, and you too, mate.
No problem.
Go on.
Okay?
Yeah.
Go on, you be quiet.
We knew after our comments he was going to be a little bit cross about what we'd said.
Well, if he'd been any kind of man,
He'd have confronted us.
Come up to us and said, "Well, why did you say that?"
Instead,
Well,
he's just
stewed
blanked
and stewed
us.
and stewed and stewed, and then 3 glasses of wine on top of his stew. That's resulted in the explosion.
I think it takes a lot of character to come down and apologise. And I think he's a gentleman for that. I'm sorry, if people cry at me, I cry back. Excuse me. But I just hope that they can all sleep well and start the day fresh tomorrow. This morning's breakfast is more a case of keeping the lid on what happened last night.
There's obviously going to be an awkward atmosphere But I think we just all have to try and be grown up and just get on with it.
And remind ourselves that we are in someone else's house.
Exactly.
Breakfast is going to be hard work.
We'll see if everyone can move on.
Yeah, let him get over himself and then get over it and get on with it. We've all got to pull together today and behave like grown-ups for Peter and Terry's sake.
Well, I haven't seen them this morning, but it's been relatively quiet. Hopefully, they're rested and they'll be a bit more sensible this morning.
Terry's not giving up without a fight, though. And to win over local rival Graham, she's setting the table with a giant fluorescent hearing aid booster.
Graham does have hearing aids and clearly has a problem when there's a lot of people. So we have a mobile induction loop, and I'll offer it to him if he would find it helpful over breakfast.
I bet that goes down well, Terry.
How are you this morning? Did you sleep okay?
The short and sweet, yeah.
Was there anything else that I could do to make the room better for you?
Yeah, minibar would be good.
Unfortunately, I'm not licensed. Graham,
do something else.
I have got that little device to use with your hearing aids, but I see you're not wearing. Oh, you're wearing one. Would you like it on the table so you can share in the conversation, or would you prefer not to?
I can hear perfectly all right. Why I was presented like a sort of OAP with this sort of hearing aid thing, God knows which. I mean, well, I mean,
Not quite 99 yet.
But you know, it really was not. I was a bit off, to be honest.
I don't blame you, actually.
Yes, that was going to be my next.
Good morning, everybody.
Hi, Dad.
Hi, guys. Are you okay?
We first walked in, obviously you're a wee bit apprehensive. Then I thought, oh no. But then Katie made an effort immediately.
I felt the eye contact from Andy to me, and I mean, so I felt comfortable.
Yeah. I mean, they played nice and
Yeah.
so did we, and it was fine.
I didn't have a chance to see what
We have a printed version.
Thank you, darling. Thank you.
And
That's
for our
fine.
foreign guests, we have a pictorial version.
Oh, that's for me then. That's mine then. I like the pictures.
For those who cannot understand English.
I do not understand English.
Yes.
Have a bit more coffee, please, honey.
Yes.
No fala English.
Tony was being extra nice today. It's all or nothing. He's a Marmite man. It's an all or nothing with him, isn't it?
Yeah.
You either love him or you hate him. Well, I don't love him.
Are they all talking to one another?
There's no broken chairs, there's no broken knives or glasses, so yeah, the ice is broken.
I wish I hadn't asked for the mushrooms now. They look vile.
Actually,
Are they cooked?
Boiled.
Boiled.
Oh my gosh.
Is the food okay?
I'll ask them that when I go back in. Let them taste it first.
Thank you, darling.
The scrambled egg looked awful.
Yeah. Mushroom as well. They tasted revolting.
Don't like my mushrooms.
I don't like boiled mushrooms.
They're not boiled.
Oh, well, I like mine crispy and fried.
They were fried in butter.
The mushrooms are revolting. They did look like they'd come out of a tin. They were totally insipid and tasteless. So I didn't eat mine and she was a bit hurt, but I'm not forcing food down for anybody.
After breakfast, and for the last time this week, the guests must settle their bills. But before they do, each couple will fill out a feedback form. The competitors have the freedom of anonymity, so they can really stick it to their hosts if they like.
How do you mark a welcome when your husband's made to feel disabled?
I always thought I was going to get a stretcher out and carry me in.
I think we'll give them 5 for that.
I agree with that.
How clean was Abbey guest house?
Overall, place is very clean.
Yeah, overall it's very clean. She's not 10. I'm thinking about 8.
How was breakfast?
In a difficult
Testing.
in a difficult situation, I think she
handled it quite well.
She handled it quite well.
7.
8.
8.
Well, no more than 5 in my mind.
Oh, I think 6.
All right, 6. Yeah.
I'm not sure if it's the quality of the food or the way it's cooked. 7?
7, I
8,
think, yeah.
7?
I was completely overwhelmed by the amount of literature there was in the entrance hall.
Horrific. I mean, really horrific.
I thought that the bathroom was small at AmarAgua, but that was positively palatial compared to that.
Would you stay here again?
Yes.
Yes.
No.
Would we stay here again?
If I was in the area and it was the most convenient, no.
Finally, the customers must cough up for their stay. But Peter and Terry will have to wait until the end of the week to find out how much they've been paid. For now, all they have to go on are the anonymous feedback forms.
They've given us 9 for welcoming.
And 8 for clean.
Breakfast was 7.
Bathroom is clean, but check the lime scale. However, yes, they would come back. All in all, not bad for somebody that's coming to be as critical as they can be.
Welcoming, we got an 8. Clean, we only got a 6. Dusty, bedside cabinets and lime scale on shower head.
This is definitely Kate.
That's what it says on the tin. Ensuite is tight.
And the larger you are, the tighter it'll be. She wouldn't stay again. It's not Kate's place.
How welcoming, we only got a 5.
I'm guessing that would be Graham and Cherry.
I can only assume was because they didn't like the room they were first given. Breakfast only a 6 and facilities only a 6. Far too much written advice and notice. Characterless bedrooms.
It's a bit of harsh marking, but that's to be expected.
Will you stay here again? No. My disappointment is that there wasn't more constructive comments.
If somebody says you only warrant 5 points out of 10 on something, it would be nice to know what it was you did wrong.
Next time, it's the moment of truth.
Can you two back up how you only gave us 5 for our facilities?
When the group finds out how much they've been paid.
We're not that bad. And she just come down like £34.
And who has the winning B&B?
Could we win?
We certainly won't come last.
Your guests are here.
4 sets of B&B owners travelled the length and breadth of Britain to stay at each other's places.
Hello! Don't like dog hairs on my bed.
They started out as friends,
Who's my best friend?
but as they sampled each other's offerings,
Would you stay here again?
No way, Jose.
things got personal.
He's a snake. He's an absolute snake in the grass.
She is not going to be happy until this ends up in tears.
At the end of each visit, they decided how much to pay, in secret.
God, whose side are you on?
Ours.
Now the time has come to find out if they put their money where their mouth is,
He hasn't got the balls to actually say out loud.
and come face to face for one last time to discover who's the owner of the best value B&B.
The two-faced.
The 4 sets of B&B owners are about to spend their last day together. They've all gathered at the final competing B&B, the Abbey Guest House.
All the bills have been settled and the money is being gathered. Each envelope comes from one of your fellow B&B owners. They've all paid according to how much they think your establishment is worth. Good luck, everybody.
Good luck to you too.
They will now go their separate ways to find out in private who has paid them what.
They feel adequate. One feels fatter than the others.
That's a thin chap. The 2 quite thick.
The winner will be the couple with the highest percentage of their bills paid.
I would like to go back to Scotland with a prize.
It would be nice to have an award that says, 4 in a bed, we were the winners.
But where would you hang it? First to open their envelopes will be Cherry and Graham at the Grange, where the week started, and Graham had a shock when he opened the door to one of his competitors.
Hello!
Hello!
My God, how are you?
Terry from the local B&B trade group.
You were absolutely gobsmacked.
Well, it's the last bird I expected to see, I have to say.
With the 3 couples checked in, Graham and Cherry's homely guest house came under intense scrutiny.
Small, isn't it?
Small television. It's a very small television.
Ordinary coffee, no decaf.
And there's a pair of boobies.
Oh dear.
Graham's choice of venue for the group's first outing wasn't a hit with everyone.
Terry announced that she didn't want curry, and I said, well, you don't have to have curry. You can have, bacon and eggs if you want. It's not that, it's the smell. The smell, I can't stand it. She didn't last more than about 10 more minutes, and she shot off.
I'm feeling nauseous. My stomach is churning. And the smell just makes me want to throw up.
In a bid to revive his chances of winning, Graham woke up his guests with a special alarm call.
Tony and Dawn Ann looking very appreciative out the window, and I noticed that the other window, which was Katie and Andy, was tightly shut. It takes all sorts, like the bagpipes.
It's now time for Graham and Cherry to find out how much their competitors thought the stay was worth. First, hypercritical local rivals Terry and Peter for their £65 a night room.
She couldn't find the mirror, could she?
She couldn't find the mirror, but she said wasn't there. In fact, it was. So she was out to kill.
When you think of that price offer, you expect a little bit more than that.
I think 60 is more.
No, I can't go to that. I would have said 50, so we'll compromise on 55, I'd suggest.
55. With all the comments, it's not surprising she's taken 10 off. Right.
Next, it's Katie and Andy for their £55 a night room, with a private bathroom down the hall.
It's pretty obvious they want to win.
Really?
Sorry, I would have thought Katie and Andy. Well, Katie certainly.
She says not.
People say that.
The room rate is 55, which is very similar to what we offer.
Except we offer Wi-Fi and iPods and flat screen TVs and four-poster beds, and it's absolutely nothing like we offer, really, is it?
30, 40, another 10, 50. I'm slightly disappointed. I think to the general market, I think 50 is very cheap for the facilities that we provide.
Scottish lovebirds Tony and Dawn Ann stayed in a £65 a night room with ensuite bathroom.
The overall package was really, really good. And I was thinking of maybe £5 of...
From playing the bagpipes.
From playing the bagpipes.
You have to pay the piper, that's the way it
So
goes. That's a tradition.
60, 70. Well, that's very nice.
That's really...
Very generous. I'll buy him a drink when I see him next day.
So Terry and Peter underpaid by £10 and Katie and Andy underpaid by £5. But Tony and Dawn Ann gave an extra £5, which means the Grange were paid 94% of their combined bills. Now it's time for the second hosts to find out how they've done.
Hard to say, you know. Knowing Tony and John, they've probably put pound notes in. You can still get pound notes in Scotland, can't you?
Katie Clamp runs Happy Donkey Hill with her husband Andy. As well as themselves, their No Frills B&B features a menagerie of pets. Then 3 lots of B&B owners turned up.
Hi, guys.
Hey, how you doing?
Hey, how are you?
And got straight down to business.
There's nowhere comfortable to sit down.
Big beanbag?
Yes, I know, which I wouldn't sit on.
Don't like dog hairs on my bed.
Yeah.
Katie tried to impress her competitors by showing off her newly installed hot tub.
Cheers, folks. Cheers, people. The key moments, Terry getting in the hot tub. That was quite scary.
The B&B owner's stew proved to be a success, and Katie thought her hearty breakfast would be the icing on the cake.
Breakfast didn't go as...
Breakfast was a nightmare.
It didn't go as well as we'd hoped.
Yeah, on white toast, I said, please.
All right.
Ooh, listen to her in there. I'm going to delight Terry and Peters. I want to see that run, and I'm so going to send something back, even if it's perfect.
Breakfast was difficult, and so was checkout. Tony's terse feedback form left Katie and Andy fuming.
We found animal hairs on the bedding. We live on a farm. My strategy now is to play dirty. And now...
Katie and Andy are about to open the first envelope, containing the payment from Terry and Peter for their £56 room.
Terry and Peter, I think that they'd love to win, but where the hell she's going to put another plaque, I really don't know. She's even got plaques up saying runner-up. I mean, you just wouldn't advertise that, would you?
No.
Yeah, when we first walked in, for this room, sharing a bathroom, 30 to 50. Having had the benefit of Kate and Andy's hospitality, I would probably be happy at 60.
I would have said 50, you said 60. I'm happy to pay the 56. I think that's fair.
55, 56, on the button. Pretty predictable. They are predictable. They're robots, aren't they, really? The pair of them.
Graham and Cherry's payment is next for their £80 a night room with ensuite bathroom.
I would imagine, if anything, they've just been terribly nice and terribly polite and terribly jolly and terribly posh and just...
Giving everybody their set amount of money.
I don't think this is worth £80, this room.
I don't.
60, 70. So they're going 10 or under.
Surprised? Are you surprised at the £10 less or not?
There's only one more envelope left, coming from Katie's arch-rivals Tony and Dawn Ann, for their £56 a night room with shared bathroom and hair on the bed.
If they've paid us the going rate or over and we win, he is going to kick himself for the rest of his life.
We find that it's £25 per person per night for two main reasons. For one, it's not en suite.
Yeah.
And for two, if she's not rated. If she was rated, she'd be follow the criteria and it'll be a different setup.
50. There's no pound coins or any more money in there, is there?
Nope.
So they've shortchanged us by £6. I think Tony and Dawn Ann are game players, period. How can you possibly back that up? That I will challenge him on this.
So Terry and Peter paid the exact amount, but Graham and Cherry underpaid by £10, and Tony and Dawn Ann underpaid by £6, giving Happy Donkey Hill 92%.
Come on.
Next up, the Costers, who hosted the group at their 5-star Edinburgh B&B in what proved to be a momentous day.
How was that trip, okay?
Great, yeah.
Very good.
Yeah, sorry, it's not sunny.
That's where the pleasantries stopped, for good. As promised, Katie was looking to get her own back.
Look at the quality on there. It's not anything special.
Tony and Dawn Ann took the group to one of the swankiest restaurants in Edinburgh, but Katie and Andy chose to ignore the dress code.
Honestly, I thought it was just a joke, and then it'll take off. So I laughed. I was like, that's great, guys. It's fantastic. Then I saw walking away, then go in the car, then just carry on the, into the dome. I was mortified.
A later museum visit gave Katie another chance to criticise AmarAgua's facilities.
You see this? The ensuite or the bucket.
AmarAgua.
I'm not thick-skinned like the others. And I get offended and I get upset because it's not bloody necessary.
When I see my wife upset, I get really upset. So that for me was just basically the tip of the iceberg.
With Tony and Katie's relationship going down like the Titanic, the group left on a downer. Now Tony and Dawn Ann will discover how much the others have paid. First, Graham and Cherry.
Graham and Cherry did play a fair game right from the outset. I don't think they came in with a
I
game
want to believe
plan
so.
or
I
anything
really
else.
want to believe so.
I want to believe that as well.
I could be wrong. If I'm wrong, then I cannot judge people at all.
Yeah.
I'm terrible.
They stayed in a room priced at £94 a night.
You don't think we should pay a bit more over the odds? 100?
No.
Even though it has been such exceptional service and decor and everything.
I agree, but you've got to remember that they are not exactly the centre of Edinburgh.
80, 94. And that's really fair.
Yeah.
I'm really pleased with that.
Terry and Peter's payment is next. Their room was again priced at £94 a night.
I think they'll have underpaid us because I think she wants to win. Big time.
You happy with that?
Yeah, OK.
94. That's a nice turn up for the books. 2 out of 3 and it's 100% both times, so we're maybe not as far out the running as we thought. Now it's all down to Katie and Andy.
They also stayed in a £94 a night room, but promised they'd be harsh.
Our most expensive room is 80, and we offer way better facilities than this, in my opinion. Bigger bed, triple aspect views, big ensuite. I think he offers us a £25 each basic bed and breakfast, and he's only getting that because the breakfast was pretty good. You can say what you like, but you know I'll get my own ways.
I think
That's the idea. God, whose side are you on?
I was.
Well then.
Not yours, I was.
Well then.
So, think about it again.
All right then, I'll meet you halfway.
45, 55, 6. The same as she charges for hers. An unrated guest house in the middle of nowhere.
So both Graham and Cherry and Peter and Terry paid the full amount. But Katie and Andy's underpayment of a massive £38 means AmarAgua have just 87% of the bill paid.
For me, it's just the same like pick up the money and throw it to my face.
It speaks volumes that 2 of them paid us the right amount and she didn't.
Yeah.
Coming up, the group comes face to face.
You made me feel like a paraplegic.
I think people are very two-faced.
To find out who will be crowned this week's winner. Three of this week's B&B owners have already found out how much their rivals have paid them. Now it's the turn of Terry and Peter Boswell at the Abbey Guest House in Abingdon. The couple were last to host and encountered criticism before some guests even made it through the door.
Good God. Mother-in-law at 90 would love this. Yeah.
It does really feel like an upmarket hospital.
Terry, I'm afraid we're not very happy with that room.
Are you not?
No. I'm sorry, but we're not disabled.
No. The most upsetting thing was the reaction by Cherry and Graham to us trying to make life easier for them and give them a room on the ground floor.
But you see, it's obviously for somebody in a wheelchair, and we're not.
And with bad blood between Katie and Tony, at dinner things got even worse.
I can't understand the way things got so bad at dinner.
I'm asking you one time, don't offend me one more time.
What's that got to do with the prawns?
Shush.
No, okay, mate.
Chill out.
It's a piece of warning.
And even after they've calmed down or been calmed down, they come back for more and start again.
I was asking you to break the ice and just make a perfectly reasonable comment.
It's the third time you call me a child. Don't call me a child, because I'm not your age.
Stop behaving like one.
Now you stop behaving like one.
Please.
Leave it.
Please.
How dare you?
Do you want
talk to me like that?
I don't like people provoke me. I think it's just rude, it's offensive, it's stupid, it's childish. And she keeps going on provoking me, and I don't like to be provoked.
Terry and Peter have tried really, really hard to make tonight a success.
Yeah, and I do feel a little bit sorry for them because there's such an atmosphere. Just asking a simple question, how are your prawns? And he just bit my head off. He went mental.
So, after the high drama of their visit, it's time to put a price on the Abbey Guesthouse experience, starting with Katie and Andy.
I think Katie wants to win more than she's letting on.
They stayed in a £78 a night room.
We're basing everything on what we offer and what we charge. Our standard room's £56. However, we're going to round it up because they have tried terribly hard.
In difficult circumstances, and they deserve the plaudits for that.
But they do, yeah, it's not, I'm so tacky, that bloody butler and the tie and the, cringe material.
40, 60.
Katie and Andy underpaid by £18.
Disappointing, to put it mildly. And I'm not going to get upset about it. I'll go and kick the cat while nobody's looking.
The other feuding guests, Tony and Dawn Ann, also stayed in a £78 room.
I don't expect to get the full money from them, but there again, I don't know whether they're playing fair or not. I'm now beginning to wonder whether I can judge anybody's character.
I just feel that for the same kind of product in a 5-star guest house in Edinburgh, I mean, why don't charge 80?
But they're very good hosts.
60, 70, 5.
Tony and Dawn Ann underpaid by £3.
It's nice to know that even though Tony wanted to win, he was prepared to be reasonable with what he was paying.
It all rests on the last envelope from local rivals Graham and Cherry, whose room also cost £78.
They weren't happy about being offered the room downstairs. I feel that they've probably underpaid us.
78 is over the top for...
Well, particularly as our two best rooms, which have got a lot more character than this, are 65.
40, 65, 66. Is that their asking price?
No, there's a 65.
Graham and Cherry underpaid by £12.
I'm quite disappointed that they think that we are only worth £1 more. I think if they won, I'd pack my bags and shut the front door forever. I can't believe that people can be so dishonest. I'm just too bloody foolish to want to play fair.
No?
That's what it feels like.
So, with Katie and Andy underpaying by £18, Tony and Dawn Ann underpaying by £3, and Graham and Cherry underpaying by £12, the Abbey has been given just 83%. Everyone at this point knows their own result, but not how the others have done.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Abbey Guest House.
But before they find out who the winner is, some of the owners want answers.
Can you two, Tony and Dawn Ann, back up how you only gave us 5 for our facilities
Mainly because it wasn't en suite. That's a huge bone of contention.
But we
for me.
did
I wouldn't
explain
want
that. We don't usually do shared
no,
bathrooms.
I understand that. But facilities cover all these things.
Right.
You only gave us one for ours.
No, we had no TV, no Wi-Fi, no bottled water, no parking. I did back it up.
I didn't confront Katie and Andy because I didn't feel there was really not much point. She told us that she didn't think that the facilities were there. So based on that, I mean, what else can I ask? I mean, why? I mean, you know, it was a dead end.
We've got hot tubs, Wi-Fi. I thought 5 was a bit. Well, I know. Well,
She's very deceiving, and she's not my cup of tea.
She's not our type of person.
I'll be glad to see the back of him.
He's got such a chip on his shoulder, that man. He really has.
Terry also has unfinished business with her local rivals, Graham and Cherry.
I wanted to ask why we only got a 5 for our welcome from you, when in the critique you actually put you enjoyed the afternoon and supper and everything,
You made
and
me
offered
feel
you
like
tea
a
and coffee.
paraplegic, right?
I think, you know, all your facilities are very good for people who've got any kind of impairment.
Absolutely.
But I think if shoving it in his face a little bit was... I was uncomfortable at breakfast time with the hearing thing. It was like huge, big yellow.
I asked if he would like the use of it. I didn't shove it in his face.
We don't make any distinction. You turn up in a wheelchair, you make your own way in. You turn up on your feet, you make your own way in. It would have been the same.
I'll bring my wheelchair next time.
I think Terry is smarting quite a lot because of the proximity to the Grange. In a way, they're in direct competition, being so close. Even from day one, there was a little bit of competition between those two parties.
I think people are very two-faced, to be absolutely quite honest.
Who's two-faced?
Lots of people here, and I'm sorry, I'm not going to say any more.
Don't take it so personally. Oh, you haven't got any room for any more plaques, you know, and you can't... It's not all about stars and plaques.
I didn't say that. I didn't say that.
Well, I don't understand who's been two-faced. It's the whole idea of the game.
I don't actually think she's upset with us because we were fair. I think she's upset with some of the others because she feels that they've not been fair.
Yeah.
And they haven't.
No.
They haven't, but they played a very dirty game.
The people concerned would have known what we were saying and hopefully taken on board what we were saying without having to be embarrassed.
All things considered, that was pretty civilised. Now it's time to find out the scores. First, Tony and Dawn Ann.
We were paid 87% of our own asking price.
Although the other two couples paid the full room price, Katie's dramatic underpayment has had the desired effect.
She paid us less than anybody else.
She always feels that our room is
the worst.
as good as hers.
We've actually got accused of cheating by Tony. He hasn't got the balls to actually say out loud.
I think we were disappointed with one or two of the envelopes.
Terry and Peter got 83% of their bills paid. They finish up behind Tony and Dawn Ann because of these significant underpayments from Graham and Cherry, and especially Katie and Andy.
If it was a true judgment on value, then obviously we should have won because we are the best value and we provide the best quality service.
Next up is Katie and Andy.
We were paid 92% of our asking price.
With 92%, they have taken the lead, and that's sure to stick in somebody's throat.
She's...
But there's good news for Tony and Dawn Ann. With 94%, Graham and Cherry have just pipped Happy Donkey to the post.
Hey! Well done.
Well done, guys.
Yeah.
Which means they'll be taking home the coveted 4-in-a-bed plaque. But it could have been a very different story had Tony and Dawn Ann not overpaid at the Grange.
They almost won. That's what scared me more than anything.
Yeah.
Katie and Andy, they played a really sneaky game and they almost got away with it.
Yeah.
They almost won. If we hadn't paid the piper, they'd have won.
Thanks for your hospitality.
Yes, thank you very much. Good luck. I had no idea who was going to win. I hoped it wasn't going to be Tony and Dawn Ann, and I'm very, very pleased because they need to learn a lesson and stop being so self-important.
Thanks, Darren. Take
Thank
care.
you, Tony.
Disappointed not to win, but I think the best man won. Couple.
Thank you very much indeed.
I'd like to think we won because we presented a family home with, I hope, the feeling of warmth and comfort and all that sort of.
Cheers.
I think it was you playing the bagpipes.